Okay, hello, this is Dr. James, and today I'm going to talk about neat things you can do with your cell phones. Now, of course, we all know you can turn them on, you can take pictures, you can talk through radio waves to the internet, you can do all sorts of amazing things, talk to your friends from far away, but you can actually do some interesting things with a cell phone when you turn it off. And here I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to do some neat science stuff with cell phones today. Okay, very cool, huh? Okay, so there are many sources of light, and one of them is the sun. And actually, the element helium was first discovered because they were using spectrometers on the sun to determine what the elements are. And when you look at fluorescent light bulbs or whatever, they'll have a different spectrum than incandescent light bulb or a filament light bulb. Let's take our cell phone here. I'm gonna clean up the screen a little bit. And if we take this and point it at the sun, it's not a super high resolution spectrometer, but you can actually see rainbow colors. And the reason why that is because the cell phone has a grating in it, a periodic structure, and that periodic structure causes dispersion in the light. It separates out the different colors. And if you look here, let's see if I can get this in focus a little bit better. You can actually see a rainbow, and that rainbow is the spectrum of light coming from the sun, because the cell phone acts like a diffraction grating. Okay, very cool, huh? And so we can actually, if you don't happen to have a grating with you and you want to look at the spectrum, of course you don't want to look at the sun directly because that will burn out your eyes. The sun is too bright. But you can use a cell phone screen as a spectrometer. Okay, very cool. Okay, so it turns out that cell phones, in addition to having a periodic pattern, which is caused by all the small features in here at a regular grid spacing on them, in order to create the LCD, they also have something called polarization, which is the way the light vibrates. And in order to make an LCD work, they have cross polarizers, and then they have the LCD crystal that rotates the light, so it can basically let the light through or not let the light through, depending on how much it rotates the light. And so polarizers work too. There's different types of polarizers, but here's an example of a linear polarizer, where it just polarizes the light in a certain direction. And this is how the LCDs work. They have two of those polarizers in there, and so it allows you to see polarization in light as well. Very cool, huh? Okay, so I noticed another interesting thing when I was in my car. Here's my car here. I don't know if you've watched my videos, but I'm always fixing my cars. I just made a cool one, changing the timing belt on this guy. So I was in my car looking at my cell phone. Here, I have a second cell phone I'm just using to demonstrate this, and I found another interesting phenomenon that you could also use your cell phone to see with your own eyes. Let's take a look here. Okay, so we'll look out a window, and this is a window here. It looks clear, right? But actually, optical things like windows and even crystals and other things have something that they can do to light, which you can't see with your eyes. It's called polarization. And liquid crystal screens require a polarizer as well in order for them to work. And let's take a look here, see if I can get this in. So what I noticed when I was looking at the reflection of light through this window is that I was seeing a pattern. So when they make a glass for windshields and cars and other windows, they make it out of tempered glass, and tempered glass puts stresses in the window, and those stresses can change the polarization of light, and you can actually see that pattern. Can you see that? Let me see if I can get the light so it's not looking at a tree. Okay. You can see this checkered board type pattern in the window, and that's really there, but you don't see it when you look. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to maybe move the car out a little bit so we can see this better. I'll back this thing up so there's not a tree in the reflection. Okay, We can see the pattern now. See that pattern? That is a pattern from the window up there. It's a pattern in the polarization, because you don't see that when you look through the window. The window is perfectly clear, right? The window's perfectly clear, but you look here and you see this strange pattern in the window, and I believe that is due to the stress that when they do the tempered glass, that pattern is actually real. See, I got my hand pointing at the window here, and you can see my hand, but you can see this pattern in the window. It almost looks like a checkerboard pattern, but you can't see it with the naked eye when you're just looking through the window, right? This looks perfectly clear. So very cool, huh? Stress patterns that are visible because you have a polarizer in your cell phone screen, and you can't see that in your eye because your eyes don't perceive polarization or detect it. Very cool, huh? Okay, so I just wanted to state that this effect is not always visible. You have to have the sun kind of at the right orientation with the sun. I have the sun out in front, the window out the side, and I'm seeing this polarization effect. I don't see it in all the windows either, so it must be just the way they tempered this glass. So let's try rolling down the window, and you can see the pattern actually goes away as I roll the window. The pattern is fixed to the window, so that it goes up and down with the window. So it really is some kind of polarization pattern that's inside the window that's not visible to the naked eye. You see no pattern when you look directly out the window. Very cool, huh? Anyway, there's some cool science stuff you can do with a cell phone that's not even turned on. Anyway, you have to try that out. This is Dr. Janes, and thanks for watching.